24 hours passed slowly. General Vexmore grew tired of waiting for the human response. He stood on his bridge, looking at the small blue planet that refused to surrender. "These humans are testing my patience," he told Captain Zexther. "Perhaps they need to see what happens when they refuse the Galactic Council." "What are your orders, sir?" Zexther asked. "Target one of their military satellites," Zexmer said with a cruel smile. "Destroy it completely. Show them our power." Israel, 3 alien ships moved forward from the main fleet. Their plasma cannons began to glow with deadly energy. The target was a large human satellite that appeared to be armed with primitive weapons. "Fire," Vexmore commanded. Bright beams of energy struck the human satellite. It exploded in a brilliant flash of light and metal. Pieces of debris scattered in all directions. "Transmit this recording to the human planet," Vexmore ordered. "Tell them this is what happens to those who resist the Galactic Council." On Earth, Admiral Carter watched the destruction of the satellite on her main screen. The alien attack was broadcast live across the planet. Humans everywhere saw their defenses being destroyed by superior alien technology, but Carter was not. Worried, she turned to Colonel Turner with a small smile.
"Oh."
"They took the bait," she said quietly. "That satellite was filled with old explosives and scrap metal. Now activate the real defenses." Turner pressed a series of buttons on his control panel. "All hidden units. This is command. Execute Operation Surprise." "Repeat, execute Operation Surprise." Across the solar system, things that looked like asteroids and mining stations suddenly came to life. Massive weapons platforms that had been disguised for months powered up their systems. What the aliens thought were harmless space rocks began to move and take aim. On the hidden base on Titan, Commander Lisa Park gave the launch order. "All ships, begin immediate departure. Show these aliens what human engineering can really do." The first shock came when Captain Paul Martinez's squadron decloaked directly behind the alien fleet. 12 human ships appeared out of nowhere. There, black holes almost invisible against the stars. The vessels were sleek and deadly, nothing like the crude ships the aliens had seen before. "General," the alien sensor officer cried out in panic. Multiple contacts appearing all around us. They were not there before. Dexmore stared at his displays in confusion. "That is impossible. Our sensors would have detected them." But more surprises were coming. Near Mars, Captain Susan Hayes powered up her ships. What the aliens thought was a simple mining operation revealed itself to be a major military base. Dozens of human warships emerged from hidden positions among the asteroids. "Sir, we are detecting over 60 human vessels," the communications officer reported. "They are surrounding our entire fleet." Dexmore felt his confidence beginning to crack. How is this possible? Our intelligence said they only had a few hundred ships total. On Earth's orbital station New Geneva, Captain Jake Morrison activated the Planetary Defense Network. Satellites that had looked harmless suddenly extended weapon arrays. Hidden guns emerged from what appeared to be communication dishes. "This is Admiral Carter of the United Earth Defense Force." Her voice reached every alien ship at the same time. "You came here expecting to find prey. You found predators instead." The alien fleet realized they were completely surrounded. Ships had appeared from every direction, and more were still coming. The humans had somehow hidden a massive fleet right under their noses. How are they communicating so fast? Captain Zexther asked in shock. "Our jamming systems should be blocking their signals?" "Sir, their communication system is not like anything in our databases," the technology officer replied. "It appears to use quantum entanglement. We have no way to jam it." Vexmore was beginning to understand that everything they knew about humans was wrong. "Send a message to the Galactic Council. Request immediate reinforcements." But before he could send the message, the human ships began to move. Captain Martinez led his squadron in a coordinated attack that the aliens had never seen before. Instead of flying in neat formations like galactic military doctrine taught, the human ships moved in chaotic patterns that were impossible to predict. "They fight like madmen," Zexther exclaimed as he watched the human ships dive and weave between. The alien vessels, Captain Susan Hayes demonstrated another surprise. Her ship, the the UES Lightning, accelerated faster than any alien vessel could match. The human fusion drives pushed the ship to incredible speeds, allowing it to strike and disappear before the aliens could respond. "Sir, that human ship just accelerated at over 15 gravities," the alien navigator reported. "That should be impossible. The crew would be crushed." But the humans had solved that problem too. Advanced gravity compensators protected the crew, while their ships performed maneuvers that would destroy most alien vessels. The real shock came when Captain Dan Foster opened fire with humanity's secret weapon. The railguns mounted on his ship accelerated metal projectiles to nearly the speed of light. The simple iron slugs struck the alien energy shields and passed right through them like they were made of air. Impossible. Vexmore screamed as he watched his ship's shields fail to stop the human weapons. "Energy shields should stop any projectile. Not these projectiles, sir," his science officer replied in a terrified voice. "They are moving too fast. Our shields are designed for energy weapons and slow-moving objects." The alien fleet found itself completely outmatched. Their plasma weapons, designed to fight other aliens with similar technology, were useless against the fast-moving human ships. The humans used speed and unpredictability instead of heavy armor, making them almost impossible to hit. Commander Lisa Park arrived with the final wave of human ships. Her experimental vessel, the UES Storm, was equipped with humanity's most advanced technology. The ship seemed to bend space around itself as it moved, appearing and disappearing faster than alien sensors could track. "General Lexmore," Admiral Carter's voice came through the communication system again. "Your fleet is surrounded and outgunned. I am giving you one chance to withdraw from our system peacefully." Bexmore looked around his bridge at the panicking alien crew. Half his fleet was already damaged or destroyed. The humans had revealed weapons and tactics that made galactic military doctrine completely useless. "How?" he asked weakly. How did you hide all of this from our scouts?" "You saw what we wanted you to see," Carter replied. "You assumed we were primitive because our older ships used simple technology. You never bothered to look deeper." The truth was devastating. Humanity had deliberately shown the aliens their oldest, most primitive technology while hiding their real capabilities. The chemical rockets and metal ships were decoys. The real human fleet used advanced physics and engineering that surpassed anything the Galactic Council had achieved. Dexamore realized he had made a terrible mistake. Earth was not a weak planet ready for conquest. It was a military power that had been waiting for someone to threaten them. And now the galaxy was about to learn that humanity was far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. The battle that followed was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Lieutenant Commander Greg Parker fired the first shot from his ship, the UES Hunter. The railgun accelerated a simple piece of iron to incredible speed. The metal slug punched through the alien ship's energy shields and tore a massive hole in its hull. "Direct hit," Parker reported to Admiral Carter. "Their shields cannot stop our kinetic weapons." Captain Monica Davis pushed her ship, the UES Defiance, to its maximum acceleration. The fusion torch drive created a brilliant flame behind her vessel as it shot forward faster than any alien ship could follow. She struck 3 enemy vessels before they even knew she was coming. These humans move like lightning. Captain Zexter shouted as he watched the human ships dance around his slow-moving fleet. How can they accelerate so fast without killing their crews? General Vexmore had no answer. Everything he knew about space combat was proving useless. Against these strange human tactics, the ships were built for long voyages and comfortable living. The human ships were built for one thing: winning fights. Captain Dan Foster led a group of converted civilian vessels in an attack that made the aliens panic. His ships flew straight at the alien fleet with no regard for their own safety. At the last second, they would spin away and fire their weapons at point-blank range. They fight like they have no fear of death. An alien officer cried out in terror. No civilized species fights this way, but the humans did have fear. They just refused to let it stop them. Dr. Henry Walsh watched the battle from Earth's command center, analyzing every piece of data that came in. He had studied the alien ships for hours and found their weakness. "Admiral Carter," he called out, "the alien vessels are designed for comfort, not combat. Their hulls are thin to save weight for long space travel. Our weapons are cutting through them like paper." Captain Amy Foster proved this point when she targeted the command section of an alien battleship. Her railgun shot penetrated the ship's bridge and destroyed its main computer. The massive vessel drifted helplessly in space, its crew unable to control their own ship. The aliens tried to fight back, but their plasma weapons were designed to fight other galactic species. They moved in predictable patterns and used energy shields for protection. The humans did the opposite of everything the aliens expected. Captain Susan Hayes demonstrated human creativity when she used her ship's mining laser as a weapon. The tool designed for cutting asteroids sliced through alien armor like it was made of cloth. She had turned a peaceful mining tool into a deadly weapon in minutes. Impossible, Exmoor screamed as he watched his fleet being destroyed. "They turned mining equipment into military weapons?" "Sir," his science officer replied with a shaking voice, "these humans appear to see everything as a potential weapon. They do not think like any species we have encountered before." Commander Lisa Park arrived with the most advanced human ships. Her vessel, the U-Storm, used experimental technology that bent space around it. The ship appeared to teleport from place to place, striking alien vessels and vanishing before they could respond. "General, we have lost half our fleet,"
Captain,
Zexor reported. "We must retreat immediately." But Zexomor's pride would not let him admit defeat to a primitive species. "All ships, focus fire on their largest vessel. Destroy their flagship." The alien fleet turned their weapons toward Admiral Carter's command ship. Dozens of plasma beams struck the human vessel, but instead of destroying it, the energy seemed to disappear into the ship's hull. "What sorcery is this?" Exmoor demanded. Dr. Walsh smiled as he watched from Earth. "Adaptive armor," he explained to his team. "It absorbs energy and spreads it across the entire hull. The more they shoot at us, the stronger our protection becomes." The human counterattack was swift and devastating. Captain Paul Martinez led his squadron in a coordinated strike that destroyed 5 alien ships in less than a minute. The humans moved together like a pack of wolves, supporting each other and striking with perfect timing. Captain Beth Collins, who had visited the alien flagship as a diplomat, now returned as a warrior. The Use Harmony was equipped with special weapons designed to disable enemy vessels without destroying them completely. "This is for threatening our world," she said as her electromagnetic pulse weapon shut down 3 alien ships at once. The alien fleet was falling apart. Ships that had seemed invincible a few hours ago were now floating wrecks in space. The survivors were trying to escape, but the human ships were faster and could catch them easily. General Kamor realized his situation was hopeless. His flagship was badly damaged. Half his crew was dead or injured, and the humans showed no signs of stopping their attack. "Send a message to the Galactic Council," he ordered weakly. "Tell them we have failed. Tell them the humans are not what we thought they were." "Sir, the humans are jamming our long-range communications," the communications officer reported. "We cannot contact the Council." Admiral Carter's voice came through the alien communication system one more time. "General Exmoor, your fleet is defeated. I am offering you one final chance to surrender and leave our system peacefully." Exmoor looked around his ruined bridge. Sparks flew from damaged equipment, and the smell of smoke filled the air. His proud fleet had been destroyed by creatures he had thought were primitive animals. "We surrender," he said quietly. "Good," Carter replied. "You will leave our system immediately. Take this message back to your Galactic Council. Earth is not conquered. Humanity is not weak. Any future aggression against our world will be met with the full force of a species that views warfare not as politics, but as survival." The surviving alien ships limped away from Earth's solar system. They had come expecting an easy victory against a primitive world. Instead, they had discovered that humanity was the most dangerous species they had ever encountered. As the alien fleet retreated, Captain Jake Morrison watched from his orbital station. "Admiral, should we pursue them?" "No," Carter replied. "Let them go. Let them tell the galaxy what they found here. Word will spread that Earth is not to be attacked lightly."
Doctor.
Walsh analyzed the battle data as it came in. Admiral, we have demonstrated capabilities that are centuries ahead of galactic standard technology. The other species will want to know how we developed so quickly. Carter smiled. Then they will have to ask nicely. It's the age of humans being underestimated is over. From now on, Earth takes its place as a major power in the galaxy. The battle was over, but its effects would be felt for generations. Humanity had announced its arrival on the galactic stage not with words, but with overwhelming force. The species that had thought Earth was weak had learned a lesson they would never forget. Humans were not prey. They were apex predators who had been waiting for someone foolish enough to threaten their world. The galaxy would never be the same again. The alien fleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system. 20 massive ships hung in the darkness, their hulls gleaming with energy shields and advanced armor. General Dexmore stood on the bridge of his flagship, looking at the primitive system through the main viewer. "So this is the famous Earth," he said to his second-in-command, Captain Zexter. "It looks even more pathetic than our reports suggested." The blue planet hung in space like a jewel, but Dexmore only saw weakness. The human ships moving between planets looked slow and clumsy. Their space stations were built from simple metal instead of advanced materials. "Sir, we are receiving a transmission from the planet," reported the communications officer. "Put it through," Dexmore ordered. A human face appeared on the screen. The creature looked young and had strange hair on the top of its head. "This is Admiral Lisa Carter of the United Earth Defense Force. You have entered our space without permission. Please state your intentions." Dexmore laughed. "I am General Dexmore of the Galactic Council. Your planet has been chosen to join our alliance. You will surrender control of your world within 72 hours, or we will take it by force." Admiral Carter's expression did not change. "We would like to discuss this matter. Perhaps we can arrange a meeting to talk about terms." Terms, Dexmore was amused. "You are in no position to negotiate terms, human. But very well. Send one ship to my flagship. We'll explain why resistance is pointless." The transmission ended, and Dexmore turned to his officers. "These humans are even more foolish than we thought. They actually believe they can negotiate with us." 2 hours later, a small human vessel approached the alien flagship. The ship looked primitive compared to the massive alien warship. It was called the Use Harmony, and Captain Beth Collins was at the controls. "Remember," she said to her crew, "keep your eyes open and record everything. We need to learn as much as we can about their technology." Sitting next to her was Ambassador Richard Stone, Earth's best negotiator. He wore a simple blue uniform and carried a briefcase full of documents. "How are our hidden sensors working?" he asked quietly. "Perfect," replied Dr. Kelly Wright, the team's science officer. "The aliens have no idea we are recording their ship designs and energy readings." The Harmony docked with the alien flagship, and the human delegation was escorted to a large meeting room. General Dexmore was waiting for them, along with several other alien officers. The humans tried not to stare at the strange creatures they were seeing for the first time. "Welcome aboard," Dexmore said through his translation device. "I hope you appreciate the honor of being the first humans to see the inside of a galactic warship." Ambassador Stone smiled politely. "We are grateful for this opportunity to meet. Perhaps you could tell us more about this galactic council you represent." For the next hour, Dexmore explained how the galaxy was organized. 12 major species controlled most of the inhabited systems. Earth would become a minor member, providing resources and workers in exchange for protection. "Your technology is centuries behind ours," Dexmore explained, gesturing to a wall display showing various alien weapons. "These plasma cannons could destroy your largest ships with a single shot. Your metal bullets cannot even scratch our shields." Stone nodded and took careful notes. "Impressive. But surely there is room for peaceful cooperation. We humans have always been good at learning new things." "Learning?" Captain Zexter laughed. "It would take you hundreds of years to understand even our simplest technologies. You'd still burn chemicals to move your ships through space." While the aliens talked, Dr. Wright was secretly scanning everything around them. Her hidden sensors recorded the energy patterns of alien equipment. What she found was surprising. Alien technology was advanced, but it followed predictable patterns. Everything was designed for comfort and efficiency during long space voyages. Back on Earth, Admiral Carter was in the underground command center beneath Colorado. She was talking to Colonel Frank Turner, head of military intelligence. "How is the diplomatic meeting going?" she asked. "Stone is doing great," Turner replied. "He's keeping them talking while our people record their technology." "But Admiral, they have no idea what they are really dealing with." Carter looked at the star charts on the wall. Red dots marked the positions of human ships throughout the solar system. But most of those ships were not where the aliens thought they were. "Have all our stealth units reached their positions?" she asked. "Yes, ma'am." "Captain Paul Martinez has his squadron hidden behind the moon. Captain Susan Hayes is positioned near Mars with the second wave. The aliens think those are just mining operations." Carter smiled. "Good. What about our special weapons?" "The railgun platforms are online and ready. The kinetic weapons are charged. And Admiral Dr. Henry Walsh has finished analyzing their communications. He says their shields are designed to stop energy weapons, not solid projectiles." Meanwhile, on the hidden military base on Titan, technicians were making final preparations. The base looked like a simple research station from the outside, but underground was humanity's most advanced technology. Commander Lisa Park watched as the last of the experimental ships were prepared for launch. These vessels used fusion drives that could accelerate faster than anything the aliens had ever seen. Their hulls were made from materials that did not show up on most sensors. "Status report," she called out. "All ships ready for immediate launch," replied Chief Engineer Bob Taylor. "The new stealth coating is working perfectly. Alien sensors cannot detect us when we power down." Back on the alien flagship, the meeting was coming to an end. Ambassador Stone closed his briefcase and stood up. "General Vexmore, we appreciate your time," he said. "We need to discuss this with our leaders. May we have 24 hours to consider your offer?" Dexmore waved a clawed hand. "Very well. But do not test our patience. We have conquered dozens of worlds. Your primitive weapons cannot harm us." "We understand," Stone replied. "We are a peaceful people. Just want to make sure we make the right choice for our planet." The human delegation returned to their ship and flew back to Earth. As soon as they were clear of the alien fleet, Stone contacted Admiral Carter. "Got everything we needed," he reported. "Shields are strong against energy weapons, but Dr. Wright thinks our kinetic weapons will go right through them. They also have no idea about our real military strength." Carter nodded. "Excellent work. Begin Phase 2 immediately. It is time to show these aliens that they picked the wrong planet to threaten." Across the solar system, hidden human ships began to power up their engines. What the aliens thought was a helpless, primitive world was about to reveal its true nature. Earth was not defenseless. It was a trap, and the aliens had just walked right into it. The next 24 hours would change everything the galaxy. I thought it knew about humanity. The crystal towers of Zarian Prime gleamed under 3 different suns. Inside the largest tower, 12 different alien species gathered around a massive circular table. The air hummed with translation devices working to turn clicks, growls, and strange musical sounds into words everyone could understand. Admiral Kethver stood up from his seat. His green, scaly skin caught the light as he moved. The Saurian Empire had sent their best military leader to this meeting. He pressed a button on the table and a hologram appeared in the center of the room. The hologram showed a small blue and green planet spinning slowly in space. White clouds swirled across its surface. 2 smaller gray spheres orbited around it. "This is the planet the inhabitants call Earth," Kethver said. His voice was deep and rough. "Our scouts have been watching them for 6 months. What we found will surprise you." Commander Velinara leaned forward in her chair, her insect-like head tilted to one side. The Zephyrian Hive always wanted to know about new planets they could take over. "What makes this planet special?" she asked. Through her clicking voice, Kethver smiled, showing his sharp teeth. "The creatures living there call themselves humans. They look weak and soft. No claws, no thick skin, no natural weapons at all. But that is not the best part." He pressed another button. The hologram changed to show crude metal ships floating in space. They looked old and simple compared to the sleek vessels the aliens were used to seeing. Look at their technology, Kethver continued. They still burn chemicals to make their ships move. Their fastest ships take months to travel between their own planets. They have not even learned to bend space or use energy drives. A purple alien with 6 arms spoke up. How do they fight wars? They throw metal bullets at each other, Kethver laughed. They use explosives that hurt their own ships when they fire them. Their largest weapons are just bigger versions of the same primitive technology. Velinara's antenna twitched with excitement. No energy shields? None that our scanners could find, Kethver replied. No plasma weapons either. Their ship hulls are made from basic metal alloys. Our weakest fighters could destroy their best warships without taking any damage. The leader of the Galactic Council was a tall gray alien named High Chancellor Mordain. He had been alive for over 300 years and had seen many planets conquered. He stood up slowly and looked at the hologram. What is their population? He asked. Nearly 8 billion humans live on the main planet, Kethver answered. Have small colonies on 2 nearby worlds, but nothing significant. Maybe a few million more scattered across their system. Military strength? Laughable, Kethver said with confidence. We counted less than 200 ships that could be called warships. Most of their vessels are used for trade or exploration. Their entire military could not stand against one of our standard battle fleets. Mordain nodded slowly. He looked around the table at the other alien leaders. All of them showed interest in their faces. The location of Earth made it very valuable. It sat right along 3 major trade routes that connected different parts of the galaxy. The humans have something we need, Mordain announced. Their planet sits in a perfect position for trade. Ships from the outer colonies could save weeks of travel time if they could stop there for fuel and supplies. The planet is rich in metals too, added General Dexmore from the Corvin Federation. His red skin glowed as he spoke. Our deep scans show large amounts of rare elements in their ground. Elements we need for our advanced technologies. We take it, Velinara said simply. A small fleet should be enough to make them surrender, Kethver agreed. I volunteer to lead the mission. 20 ships should be more than enough. These humans have never seen real galactic technology. They will give up the moment they see our power. The other aliens around the table nodded their agreement. They had done this many times before. Find a weak planet, show them superior technology, and the inhabitants usually surrendered quickly. It was much easier than fighting a real war. High Chancellor Mordain looked at the hologram of Earth one more time. Very well, General Lexmore. You will command this operation. Take 20 ships from the combined fleet. Offer the humans a chance to join the Galactic Council as a minor member. If they refuse, show them why resistance is pointless. Dexmore stood up and bowed. It will be my honor, Chancellor. Oh, how long should I give them to decide? 3 of their days should be enough, Mordain replied. That is generous for such a primitive species. Meanwhile, billions of miles away, Captain Jake Morrison sat in the command center of Orbital Station New Geneva. The station hung in space above Earth, watching for any threats that might come from the dark between the stars. Jake had been doing this job for 5 years, and most days were quiet and boring. But today was different. Captain, you need to see this, called out Lieutenant Sarah Adams from her station. Her voice sounded worried. Jake walked over to look at her screen. What do you have, Adams? Long-range sensors are picking up multiple contacts, she said. Pointing at the display, are still far out, but they are big. Much bigger than anything in our databases. Jake felt his stomach tighten. Earth had always wondered if they were alone in the universe. Oh, it looked like they were about to get their answer. How many contacts? He asked. 20 confirmed, sir. They are moving toward our system at incredible speed. Much faster than anything we can build. Jake picked up his communication device. Get me Admiral Lisa Carter immediately. Priority 1. Within minutes, Admiral Carter's face appeared on the main screen. She was on Earth, in the underground command center that controlled all of humanity's military forces. Report, Captain, she said calmly. Admiral, we have 20 unknown vessels approaching our system. They appear to be using advanced propulsion technology. Estimated arrival time, 72 hours. Admiral Carter was quiet for a moment, then she nodded. Understood, Captain. Continue monitoring and report any changes. I am calling an emergency. Meeting of the Defense Council. Yes, ma'am. Admiral, what are your orders if they try to communicate? Listen to what they have to say, Carter replied. But Jake, start sending coded messages to all our ships. Tell them to be ready for anything. The transmission ended, and Jake looked back at the display showing the approaching alien fleet. Earth was about to face its first contact with alien life. He just hoped humanity was ready for what was coming. None of them knew that in just 3 days, the aliens would learn that their intelligence about Earth was very, very wrong.